Hello guys, welcome back to Working with Niko. Today's task is trying to change out the thermostat on this Mazda 6. I bought it this summer after my Audi went totally down with a lot of electric issues. So I sold that and bought this one. But I have a thermostat issue. That is mainly, it opens when I have some throttle on it and enough RPMs. But driving on the RPMs that I normally do, it won't open and the car gets cold. And it's autumn, soon it'll be winter. And I really like the the inside of the car to be hot as well, and also it's not good for the engine because when the thermostat don't open, it kind of traps the coolant inside the engine and doesn't let it rotate, and that's a bad thing. So I need to fix this. As stupid as I am, I checked YouTube to try to figure out what to do with the thermostat, because it's been 20 years since last I had a change of a thermostat on the car. I found a video with an engine that looks very much like mine, where you had to remove the battery, remove the air filter, and it was supposed to be somewhere down there. And I did not bother to check for the coolant house that gets out on the bottom of the radiator. And well, it's a little bit darker now. I'm going to fix that soon. But the coolant house under the radiator, it goes pretty much the same as this one. But down in the bottom, and then it goes up behind or underneath the alternator, and that's where the thermostat sits. So I had all of this removed and was looking for quite a bit before I found out that I was completely on the wrong place, and by then my energy was so much down that I had to give in for the day, and I'm not in my best energy level now either. But tomorrow I'm going to Oslo, so I need to get this fixed before I leave. I also need to change out the sensor for the coolant, and that's a tricky one as well, because it's so narrow, and I'm not sure if I have the right tools to get to it, but I need to try. So I'm gonna open up the gate to get more light in. I don't think I have a working lamp right here right now, other than the light on my cell phone. Maybe I can see if I can fix anything, but I'll try to do my best to show you guys anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed that I can manage to do this before my Trigeminal neuralgia hits too much and I can't do it. That's a little better, hopefully. So what we're looking at is somewhere down in here the thermostat is supposed to be. It's quite hard to see because of all the wires and stuff. I'll probably have to remove some wires and try to make better room, but it is tied. Yeah, before I gave in the other day, when I figured out that I was going this direction, I tried to remove this hose, but that was really stuck. I got the clamp off, but I couldn't remove the hose. So I'm afraid I'm going to destroy the hose if I try. So yeah, that's the problem. And down here is the sensor that I need to remove and switch out, and that's very tight. Maybe easier if I remove the alternator, but I don't know if I'm gonna start to do that. So yeah, I tried to put on some more lights, remove some of this cable at least, and try to see what I'm doing down here. If I could get this hose out of the way, that would be terrific. Makes it much easier to get down here. Yeah, I probably will be able to get this off, but I need to drain the coolant first. To drain the coolant, I need to jack up the car so I can get a bucket underneath. Problem is now, even with this jack on max, I tried it the other day. I can't get a jack stand underneath it. But as long as I don't move my head under the car, it should be alright. It is actually quite simple. They made this little hatch. It comes out just like that, and up under here there's this easy to twist little knob. Of course it's going to be some spills, but not too much. I think I might have turned it a little bit too hard. Of course I did. So typical. Because when I had the air filter out, I could reach that from the top of the engine. There it goes. There we go. So I got this. I thought I filmed it. I didn't. Sorry. I got this hose off. Now if I can remove those cables one way or another, that would be great. Maybe I don't have to remove this one. If I can only loosen up this clip here and try to maneuver that a little bit out of the way, that could work. Try to place my lights here so I and you can see what I'm doing. That's not easy because it's so tight in here. Let's warm up with this one. I don't know if I should take off the battery. Yeah, I probably should, because this is the main wire from the alternator. So then that needs to be done. I got the battery off. I'll place it down here. See if I can get this tripod to stand in an angle. And dislocate the alternator. That's a 12mm or 11. My money is on 12. Yes, it is. And now we absolutely don't want to lose the nuts down into oblivion. Place that somewhere safe. Sorry. Well, we made ourselves a little more room. And what I'm fearing is that there's a, yeah, it is one of those bolts that hold the thermostat house is down underneath, out of sight, so I just have to tackle that as best as I can. And the size of that one, it's hard to say what kind of tool I need there. Gonna look very round. Let's try it with the 12mm I already have here. Just to check. Nope. Let's try 10mm. Yes. There we go. Just loosen it first. And then try to see if I can see the other one. It's right there. If you're new to this channel, you should know that I'm not a mechanic, and I probably reveal that by how I speak about this already. I'm just a guy with a chronic illness trying to avoid the sofa at any cost. Trying to make my life something more than watching TV and playing video games, because well, when you're chronically ill, it's a lot of time to do that anyway. But how I'm gonna possibly thread this one into a knot where I can't see where it is. No. Finally. Maybe I can undo it with my fingers. Oh yes, that's possible. That's one out of 3. Actually, the one I can see is a worse to get a grip on with my fingers, because of this hose right here. I don't know what it's for, so looks like it has to do with the exhaust of some kind. I don't know. Then of course it's a matter of not losing or dropping that one down into deep down there. I thought I had removed all my tools from my boat before I sold it, but finally it appears that some of my tools that I really wanted are missing, so they're probably in the boat as the new owner, and that would be kind of dumb to try to reclaim that now. I had to get you a little bit out of the way because it's so hard to see what I'm doing here. I can't get my thumb and my index finger around. The housing is loose now. Note to self, don't use these bolts first when I try to place it back together again, because that was hard. Oh, my back hurt. So now I got the housing off and I can see the thermostat. So that's a win. That's definitely a win. Let me go grab the new part before I take it out. Well, there it is. Brand new thermostat. Hopefully that works better than the one we're taking out. It is kind of stuck in there. That's a lot of coolant leaking. That's from the engine block. Just have to leave it that. Finally we got it out. Now when tightening this up, I read that you're supposed to use a torque wrench and I have a certain torque. I don't have. So I just have to try to feel and remember how hard it was to loosen this stuff and then tighten it up according to that, which of course is spooky and I don't recommend it. If you tighten too hard, you destroy the gaskets probably, or the housing. The housing can break, and that's probably more expensive. I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh. Okay. There's the sensor, which is down here. I'm gonna try to whip this out of the way somehow to make more room for myself, and then see if I can get a wrench down there somehow. I don't know how. There's no room for a pipe, I think. Maybe if I'm lucky. Maybe we don't have to. Maybe we could just... Careful, those are wires. Those could break. Let's see if I can get some light in here. That's hard. Without placing the lights in a way that it's not in my way. If I can get that clip out. We made ourselves some more room. That's fantastic. So let's see. I doubt that this is the right size. No, it ain't. That's a 14mm, and that's the biggest pipe I have for this ratchet. I'm betting that's a 19mm, and there is no way that I can fight or fit whatever both a 19mm down there on this big ratchet. So just to prove my point, there's no way. I'm gonna try with this. You can get it down there, but the problem is it's underneath there and the alternator is in the way, so you can't get it in. Which means probably taking out the alternator, but I don't have energy to spare for that, I'm afraid. Unless there's some magic tricks. For instance, where the belt tightener is. I changed dynamo once on a Chevrolet, and that was the easiest thing I ever done. That was a 1985 K5 Tahoe, so that was easy. But here, I'm not even sure what I'm looking at because it's so tight and I see everything from up above. So even if I undo those screws that holds the dynamo in place, I'm not sure if I know how to get the belt back on once I have it undone. With right tools, I heard one say that he could change this one in 10 minutes, and that's probably right. But I don't have the tools. Well, what they say about where did I put? Where did it go? There it is. What they said is that it's often a problem with corrosion in this contact. But I can see no signs of corrosion there, and it's impossible to see in there. So unless I can come up with some real quick, I think I'm just gonna put the contact back in and call it a day, take it for a test ride, see if it performs and gets warm under normal driving. And if that's the case, I'm satisfied. As easy as that. I'm getting quite tired already. Which brings me down to, yeah, as I said, I have a trigeminal neuralgia, and that causes a lot of pain in my face, a brutal pain, almost the same as cluster headaches when it's on its worst. And I had a bad period. If you've been watching this channel the last year, you know I've spoken a lot of it. But I had a down period since the summer, and that's why it's been so few videos on the channel also, because I'm not able to work a daytime job, and I'm pushing myself now and then, and I try to be as active as possible doing house chores and stuff, but nothing worth to film really. But it's also been a lot of hours on the sofa. And of course I always preach out of the sofa and back in the game, but as I always also said a lot of times in my videos, that sometimes you just have to accept that that's where your place is. Something there's nothing to do about it, and you have to accept that and say that is fine. Okay, that's how it is. So that's how it's been for me the last months, 2 months, and well, it's hard to accept that, but that also explains why there's less frequent videos out right now. But I really do want to continue the channel, but I need to find things on my own project and stuff, and that's kind of hard up here. So yeah, I can't guarantee when the next video will be out either. But before we wrap this up, I need to just assemble everything together. Let's put this back in place. And then stays back in place. Okay, just to be sure, we bolted on and checked thermostat, wire to the alternator is on, hose is back on, no more plugs undone. We took that there, we replaced the plug to the sensor, which we couldn't change. And then there's the batteries, but yeah, we can take the batteries right away and be done with it. So let's fill up the coolant. Mazda has its own coolant marked FL22, probably other brands as well. That's kind of a lame thing, because you can't just go to the nearby gas station and buy extra coolant, because you need a special green one. There are liter markings here. It's impossible to see how where you are anyway. But we're not down to 1 liter yet. Now what I want to do to avoid spilling too much, I keep that one closed, because if there's air coming up there or excess coolant, it will go over here to the expansion tank, and here there is, if there's too much, it will spill out here, so it won't get too much pressure. We can keep that open so you can see a little bit, and then we can squeeze. Doesn't sound like air in here, but I'm not. Could be so much air that I can't feel it. Maybe we need to go all the way with 5 liters. Let's start her up. Let's give her some revs. See if can get some temp on it. I don't know if that blue sign is due to low coolant or cold coolant. It have used to come on and then disappear after a little bit of driving. And there's no temperature gauge in this car, so it only warns you when the engine is too hot. Doesn't say anything about the actual temperature. That's annoying. I like to know what my engine temp is at. So that's kind of stupid in my opinion. But Mazda did, and I checked online, and there's no way to get the engine temp without a computer thing that you put into the contact and diagnose device. So that's kind of annoying. By the way, on the upside, I really like the layout of this dashboard and all. I think 2013 was the first year with this dashboard, and compared to the other one where it was more cheap plastic and a whole another layout, this is much better, and I like it. I like it a lot. Because, well, after all, even if the car looks great outside, inside is where you spend most of your time. And then of course you want it to be nice inside. I'll just try to feel if I can get any heat. It's probably too early, and I probably have to. There, the light disappeared. So you can put this on max. Just to see if I can get hot air in here. Oh, that's still cool. It's probably too early. Engine is still cool. It is a diesel engine, so of course it takes some time to warm it up. Maybe I should take it for a drive just to speed up things a little bit. But based on the expansion tank, it looks like we're on have an okay level. So I'm just gonna put things down here, take away the tools, and take it for a spin. trick, because well, as you saw, it's from my house. It's not far away to get to a real tough uphill. So to get the engine warm was no bueno. Thing is, now I'm going back down. Try to keep the RPMs a little bit low. So normally I would go down on a higher RPM and use the engine to brake, but right now I just want to see if the temperature stays warm most of the time down, then I know that I mended the problem. And if so, I don't have to change that sensor. I can have it in spare just in case for another time, but as of now, that's not a problem. And so far so good. It's still blowing quite warm air in here. So I think I managed to fix the problem, which is great. That means my wife don't have to freeze or drive on a high RPM to and from work. So that's great, and we can meet the winter with a warm car. That's great. And up here in Hallingdal, where we are right now, minus 20 degrees Celsius is not unheard of in the winter, and even more. I've seen minus 40 once on a car I drove. That's many years ago. The winters, the last years haven't been that cold, but to have some weeks with below 20 degrees, minus 20 degrees Celsius, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. That's not unheard of. So to be able to have a warm car is alpha and omega. That's absolutely a must here. So I think I've wrapped this up now. It's getting a little bit colder now, but of course I'm just rolling downhill and it's not cold.